that this is the one thing that you should just listen to me on. So I want everyone to close their laptops.
No.
The reason why you're just going to listen to me is that everything that I'm probably going to say, you will get after lunch, word for word. Yeah. What? We're doing that after lunch. The second thing that I'll say is someone, let's say you, and you. If I get too indignant about conditionality, someone just like go like this, all right? My debaters kind of make fun of me about how much I like this, or how much I dislike conditionality in debate, which is beneficial to all of you. I'm going to start off by giving you sort of the structure for how I'm going to sort of explain conditionality to you. I'm going to tell you 3 ways that you can run conditionality. The first one is going to be when the negative presents one conditional counterplan and what to do in the 2AC. The second is if they read 2 conditional counterplans in 1NC and what you do in 2AC. The third is if 3 or more conditional counterplans are read in the debate. Did I lose anybody? Alright, if not, just flag me down. Alright. 1 conditional counterplan. The first thing is, when you make a theory argument, you have to have an interpretation just like topicality. If you're affirmative and the negative runs a conditional counterplan, what do you think your interpretation for debate should be? I'll give you a hint. It should be your counterplan should be run unconditionally, or dispositionality, or counterplans are cheating and you shouldn't run them, or you can only run a counterplan once it's fun. If it's not fun anymore, I don't have to go for it. No, that's not actually true. Alright, you understand that? Yeah. So I would say that if one conditional option is read in the debate, you can say that you cannot read a conditional option and that you must instead just go for the status quo. Now, one of the things the negative is going to say when you say conditional is even if we lose on conditionality, the status quo never goes. Status quo don't go. What does this mean? What does this mean? Yeah, so I can still win on the status quo. Do you think that's true? No, I don't. Sorry. Why is that? If I beat you on conditionality, why should you be allowed to be like, all right, I can go for the status quo now? Like, no, you lose because I've been abused, you know? Like, you've done something, you know? You can't be in prison and, you know, get released the next day. I mean, I guess you could, but I don't think you wouldn't learn anything. So the first thing I have for one conditional option is what happens to the 2AC, right? What is unique about the 2AC? It is the last affirmative what? It's the last affirmative construction, right? So it's the last time you can make new arguments. So, a lot of people have weird answers to this on the survey. What is offense and what is defense? Offense is like, they say, they say something's bad, I say it's good. It's an offensive reason why I win the debate. Defense is defending against offense. So you say environmental collapse is bad, I say that never happens. Right? Rather than saying environmental collapse is good. Which, if you'd read a piece of Bolter in 2002 evidence for it, but that's besides the point. So the 2AC is the last speech in debate that you can read offense and add-ons against. And when you have a conditional option, you can't have offense or add-ons because you don't know whether or not the negative is going to go for the counter plan or go for the status quo. Who have I lost? Yeah, what's up? The whole thing? You have like a specific question?
This very new.
All
Very
right.
new.
Just try to follow along. So the next thing is that the people who like conditionality believe in something called negative flexibility. What do you think this means? No, it's not like a gymnast. Yeah, I see him like trying to do a split back there. What do you think it is? Yeah.
Negative to pull up any argument. And just
Yeah, I'm negative. You get to choose the F. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Is that fair? Well, some people think it is. Is it? So, going on what we talked about with the 2AC and why with conditionality, I can't read offense or add-ons because they're not stuck with what their advocacy is. What happens in the negative block? Does anyone know? If you don't know what they're going for in the 2AC, what does the negative block do? It makes it hard to win the debate, doesn't it? Because that's 13 minutes of just annihilation. You know? So, what is more important? The 2AC being able to combat the negative block, or the negative just being able to throw stuff against the wall and see which one sticks? I don't know. I think probably the 2AC. So this is a reason why conditionality would be a theoretical objection in the debate, because it makes it so that the affirmative cannot win the debate because the 2AC has a strategy skew. What do I mean by skew? I like a skewer. Their strategy is skewered though. What do I mean by that? Who watches soccer? How many soccer players on each team? 11. What if we played for 11 for the first 9 minutes? Or the first 8 minutes? And then we played with 11 for the first 8 minutes, the next 8 minutes? And then in the third 8 minutes, you can have like 6 people and the other team gets 11. Do you think that's fair?
No.
So that would hurt the strategy of that one team, right? It's the same way for the 2AC. Does that make sense? Or what if you stick with 11, but the other team gets 22 now?
It's fine.
It's fine. Alright, the next thing we're going to talk about is, in terms of the negative having flexibility, if you allow them to have one conditional counterplan, what does that mean in the next debate? If it's legitimate that they read one conditional counterplan, what are they going to do in the next debate? What do you think they're going to do? Two counterplans. And then how many in the next debate? 3. And then 10, yeah. 10. So negative get flexibility?
No.
Well, maybe, but how much flexibility should they get? All right, this is something called potential abuse. You know what abuse is, right? Not like me, dropping him on his head. Just like hurting the ability for someone to win a debate. Potential abuse is that could happen in debates. So as a judge, you should set a precedent for that no longer being the case. So there's potential for teams to do this, so you should limit that potential. So the first argument, the 2AC strategy skew, is actual abuse, right? And the negative flexibility is what? PA. Potential abuse. Not pediatric associates. Alright? Why is conditionality a voting issue? Does anyone have any idea? If conditionality is not a voting issue, it encourages teams to read abusive arguments, yes, without any risk at all. They can just do it. It's not necessarily what they do in debate, it's what they justify that could happen in debates. Do you think it also, my phrasing is that it makes the negative have this mindset that they have the need to concede? What do I mean by this? It allows the negative to kick positions risk-free, which undermines the argument interaction in the debates, and also the skill of the arguments in the debate, because you never actually discuss them in depth, and you just concede them. Does that make sense? Kind of? Alright, everyone go like this? Can I go like this? Alright. Now, how many people are lost? Alright, what are you lost about? Alright, who can explain something that I just said? Yeah. Yes, I did just say something. Yes, it's not hurting the ability for them to, that's abuse. The potential abuse is the ability in the future for that to happen. There's a possibility that can happen, so we should not allow that possibility to ever exist. So if we allow you to read one conditional counterplan, it'll be like, all right, that's cool, 2, then 3, then 4, then,
10.
100.
Yeah. What if I just got up there and didn't read any evidence and just read like 47 counterplan texts? Wave the white flag, like I'm done. No, you go for conditionality. You beat that.
You group the counterplan that we abuse it too.
Yeah. Now here's a question. If I have 2 counterplans read in a debate, do I need to read conditionality on both of them? No, you just read it on one. And you can apply it to the other one. Yeah.
So like conditionality is sort of like another like solvency or
It's how, the circumstances in which the counterplan can be dropped in the debate. So for instance, if I read a disadvantage against you, and you say there's no link to the disadvantage, I can concede your no link and not go for the disadvantage, right?
So then, like, if you say like 4 counterplans, and then I just say like, it's conditional because there are too many counterplans, or
Well,
I would
said
say that conditionality is more that they can just pick the counterplan at any time they want, under any circumstances, no matter how much you whine and groan.
Be abusive.
Yeah. I mean, that's really up to the judge. And some of you will come up with your own mindsets as to what you think is fair or not. You know? The debate coach at Georgetown University legitimately thinks that the negative can run as many conditional options as you want. I think that, you know, that's a little crazy. He just thinks you should debate it. Debate the substance of the counterplan. You should be prepared for it. If you're not prepared for it, you deserve to lose the debate. I don't believe that.
What if your opponent has a lot of conditions?
Have a lot of what? Conditional?
Like counterplans?
Yeah, read conditionality.
Can you like them?
Sure. And so before I take any more questions, I'm going to read my 2AC to conditionality. Ready? Hey, can we be quiet? Conditionality is a voting issue. One, the 2AC strategy skew. Offense and add-ons are impossible because of multiple worlds. The 2AC outweighs negative flexibility because the block always gives the negative a chance to catch up, and it's the 2AC's last chance for offense. 2, negative flexibility encourages infinite regression. Multiple counterplans are justified by the logic of conditionality. 3, the need to concede. It allows the negative to kick positions risk-free, which undermines argument interaction and the skill of argument concession. 4 is my interpretation that your counterplan should be unconditional. And this solves best because it produces better debates because the negative tests their options before the debate, chooses one, and encourages teams to develop the skill of anticipation. Conditionality must be a voting issue because otherwise it encourages teams to read abusive arguments without risk. It's not what you do, it's what you justify. You lose. Right? That, we kind of went over that, right? And you will get that word for word. Yes, well we might come back to this, give you a little like sponge time. Right? You're like full of water right now and you need to be like wrung out. Yeah. But we're not quite at lunch yet. This dude's like, oh man.
Break?
Yeah, let's just take a 1-minute break.
있는데.
이게
잡채.
네, 잡채밥.
오케이.
잡채밥.
Okay, Alan asked the question. So you said you can group the counterplan, right? Yeah, he does. So just like, don't get scared because they give you more than one counterplan. If all the counterplans are the same type, if they're all unconditional, that means they're similar. So you can group. You can either group all the counterplans like what Brendan said, right? And just read what Scott did.
You like that?
Conditionality. Brendan, what was that?
我是谁的？
你可以吃，
谁的？
你可以吃
谁的？
我的。
Really?
So, 人家送的，所以 what did you just read? It's called what? Conditionality.
No abusive. Abusive bad. Bad abusive.
Conditionality is a
Bad abusive.
it's a theory argument against counterplan. You know what theories are, right?
So once they drop it, you can read what you can say. Like,
You read something like that and say they're abusive and unfair.